So the packages that we use frequently in data science and finance are as follows. But again, these are not the list of whole famous and popular uh, packages or libraries, and you might see other packages. Um, so NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, Math, Random, Stats Models, and Pandas Data Reader. Um, in many of your projects, you need one or a couple of these packages. So NumPy I already mentioned. NumPy is for working with arrays, matrices, numbers. Pandas is for data frame. Matplot is for plotting. Mathematics is for basically mathematical operations. Random is for creating random numbers. Stats models is a statistical package, and Pandas data reader is to work with again reading data from other sources. So the same as what I have done before, I'm going to import these packages into my environment, give them abbreviation if I want. For example, for NumPy, it's going to be NP, Pandas PD, Matplot, Lib as PLT, Math as M, Random. I'm not going to change the name or give it abbreviation. Stat models, I'm going to call it ST, and Pandas data reader is going to call it PDR. So these are the packages I need. If you run it for the first time, and if you have never installed these packages in your machine before, you might receive some um, comments or warning notes. So first of all, basically, you need to install those packages the way that I mentioned in the last video. And once you have got installed, once you have got those packages installed in your machine, you can import them using these comments. All right, so first of all, working with arrays. Arrays are a set of numbers, right? For example, matrix is a kind of array. Um, as an example, I'm going to create a matrix of, let's say, 2 times 5, which means that this matrix is going to have 2 uh, rows and 5 columns, right? So I'm going to use a package of NumPy. As I said, NumPy is useful for working with arrays and matrices and etc. And np.array, array is a function in the matrix np for creating matrices, right? So np array, open curve bracket. Always, when you call a function, you need to use brackets, all right? Is a curve bracket. And then I'm going to create 2 sets or series of numbers. The first series of number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and these are the first row. And the second series is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These guys are going to be the second row of my matrix. Be careful about these brackets. Yeah, about this square brackets. When we basically define arrays, we need to use brackets. Yeah. So for each row, I use 1 bracket. Okay. So if I want to, for example, add 1 more bracket, I can go for, let's say, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15, for example. And we have got 1 bracket open, close for a whole bunch of rows. So if I click on this, so Shift Enter. So I defined a matrix of 3 times 3 basically, and it's called A. So if I call A, you will see the array appears like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and finally the third row, which is 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 as numbers. So this matrix has got 3 rows and 5 actually columns. So if I want to double check the shape of my matrix, I can simply say A is my matrix, A dot shape, and it gives me the shape. The shape is 3 times 5. Yeah, so 3 rows, 5 columns. So one of the most important thing in working with data sets is to find out actually the location of different rows, columns, or sometimes you wanted to simplify or choose a specific part of your matrix, for example. So to find different items of an array, for example, I want to know what is the uh, item which is located in the first row and third column. If you look at this array A, the item located in the first column and third um, row, let me run this one. So you see the number 9. Yep. So you might ask yourself, oh, why this is located in the row, the second row and fourth column? The reason is that numpy, sorry, the Python basically starts counting from number 0. In other words, this row is basically row 0. This one is the row 2, and this one is row 3. Sorry, yeah, let me try it again. This is the row 0, row 1, and row 2. So Python starts counting from number 0. So if I say, for example, give me the item 1 and 3, it means that I should look for an item which is located in row 0, 1, here, 1, and in column 3, which means 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, which is basically 9. Yeah, and it would be found by Python directly. So let me try it again. Um, find out, for example, the item which is located in the second row and the first uh, column. Second row, first column. So um, it should be what? It should be 6, I guess. Yeah, let me try it, and it is 6. Yep. Another thing that you might to know how to select specific rows and columns. So if I want to pick up the second row uh, of my matrix, in other words, I just want to have this one. So I can say simply A, open, close, bracket 1. So it would pick up the the second row of my matrix. If I change it to 0, it will pick up the first row of my matrix, right? And if I put 2, it will find out the third row of the matrix. And if you want to pick up the columns, specific columns, so I can use this command. For example, A, open square bracket, column. So when I say column, it means that pick up all items in that row. All right, comma, and I put 2 here. It means that select the third column of the array. So the third column of the array, 3, 8, 13 are selected. Yep, the third column of the array are selected here. So let's have an example. Create a 3 times 5 dimensional array containing only float values. I explained about the values and different type of values in another video. You can look at it. So let's try it. 3 times 5 dimension. So B is the name of the array, np.array, and I'm going to create as I explained before. So B would be something like this. Check the dimension. So b.shape gives me the dimension and substitute the fourth element from the third row. The fourth element from the third row. The fourth element from the third row is um, right. So now yes, substitute the fourth element from the third row with 1455. So the fourth element from the third row is 8. I want to substitute it with 1455. So I'm going to give Python find out the fourth element from the third row. So this is the third row, fourth element. put it equal to 14.55. So it is replaced. So 9 is replaced by 14.55. Extract the first and the third row. The first row is that one. The third row is this one. Extract the fifth column. So again, B, open bracket, column, comma, 4. Extract the fourth and fifth column. B, open, comma, sorry, um, column, comma, 3, column 5. So it would end up with picking up the fourth and fifth column of my matrix. And finally, extract the third and fifth one. So if I want just third and fifth one, I would use comma instead of column. So it's just a matter of practice. We need to practice as much as possible to get fluent, to be fluent in using actually Python commands. But it's basically simple. You don't need to memorize it. If you have got like, some examples, you can refer to them later for your own project.